YouTube, welcome back. It's been a while. At first I was lazy, so I didn't do anything then. Then after some time passed, then after I stopped being lazy, I got sick. Couldn't really do content while sick, so that sucks. But now that I'm not lazy and I'm not sick, well, I am still, but I'm recovering right now, getting that recovery up to point. Now, I feel as if I'm stable to do some content. So today we're gonna bring you Forbidden Combatant. This forbidden playstyle, what does it resonate with? It basically, I'm trying to make Darius strong as a fighter as he can be. One to just complete, go on any combat situation. You're gonna be somewhat useful. Trying to be the best fighter you can be, right? The what you might want to use this against is mostly like, I guess, other fighters. That would make sense, but I think I would put it closer to the meta slash try hard type of playstyle as well, because this is still going to be effective for pretty much most Darius games, I'd say, because you still are going to be able to face squishies, melees, and squishies and durable champions. So it's going to be kind of versatile, is what I'm saying. So, with that said, let's actually get into the rune page and item build. Alright, here we go with the Forbidden Combatant. You got Lethal Tempo, Triumph, Legend Tenacity, Lost Stand, Unflinching, and Bone Plating with the stat tree, which is normal. If you want to change it to Magic Resist, sure. But overall, this is all staple. Now let's explain. What I don't really want to explain is Triumph and Tenacity, because these two things are kind of self-explanatory and obvious. But Lethal Tempo, some people might want to put Conquer in there. No, because Lethal Tempo is going to be more useful than Conquer in terms of doing damage and stacking faster, and overall it's just going to do more than Conqueror. So Lethal Tempo is king. Last Stand. This is the most important rune in throughout probably the entire rune system. I'd say. Think this is probably the best. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, with the Forbidden Tryhard playstyle, I think I explained why Last Stand is extremely important, because you keep losing. Yeah, yep. I know. Yeah, but just to reiterate, Darius loses trades against everyone at the start of the fight. It's only after Darius has been fighting for a long period of time, he's now stronger than the opponent, then he starts to turn it around. Last Stand actually helps with that. And Lethal Tempo, longer you're fighting, more attack speed you're getting, more auto attacks you're applying on the enemy. The auto attacks are being amplified by Last Stand. You're basically doing more damage. Basically, what I'm trying to say is these two things synergize with each other really well. Now, because you're being low HP, you might want to invest in that tenacity so that you are less likely to be, no, not less likely, that you're stunned for a less period of time. That's why you get your unflinching. And if I'm not mistaken, this is exactly the same as Forbidden Tryhard. Yes, it is. Okay. Well, alright, in that case, you already know why you have Last Stand and Unflinching and Bone Plating to help with the early game fighting, because the damage you take being reduced is really good. So, in terms of the early game things that you have, Lethal Tempo, more auto attacks, Lost Stand, you're actually doing more damage the lower HP you are, and early game that low HP does come, and unflinching to make sure that you take less CC whilst you're being in that low HP state, and bone plating to make sure that you win trades in these all-ins that you go for. So this is pretty much good. Same for the Forbidden Tryhard playstyle as well. That pretty much works. Now let's go to the item build, because that's actually a little bit different than Forbidden Tryhard. Okay, here we have Forbidden Combatant. So we actually have Stridebreaker. Now let's explain. The first four items here, I say, are probably the most. They are staple. You're probably gonna use this uh, every single game. These four items. Four include four. I don't think boot is an item, but three items and boots. These are gonna be something you're gonna be building every single game. So, uh, Stridebreaker. If it wasn't for Stridebreaker existing, I would put Cleaver first. Actually, the reason why is because Cleaver, given the armor penetration, but it also has this rage passive where if you do physical damage to a champion, you actually get movement speed for doing that physical damage, and that physical damage could be your bleed. So while someone's bleeding out, just you're moving a bit faster. That's nice to have. It's not that much, but any move speed is good on Darius because he has no movement speed in his kit. So with that being said, that's why Cleaver would be good. But the thing is, with people not playing tanks nowadays and people just picking, discussing ranged tops or just squishier champions in general, uh, there's not really too much of a reason to be going Black Cleaver at least at the start. So uh, you might find more success if you go Stridebreaker first, right? But that's after you get Tabbies because these are the most important boots in the game for you. Stridebreaker, it basically gives you that thing that Cleaver gives, but actually a lot better. Heroic Gate. Uh, the I could talk about the stats, but the stats are self-explanatory. One of the biggest things this item actually has that is kind of impressive is 50 attack damage. That's good. But for me, the selling point of this item is, or should I say, the selling points is 50 attack damage, heroic gate, and the mythic passive of giving movement speed. These three things are really important. Everything else is still good, don't get me wrong, but the main reason I'm getting this item is because of its damage, its movement speed that you get from doing physical damage, and you get a movement speed for every other item that you're building after that. That's why I'm building Stridebreaker. So, do I rush it? Yes, this is in order actually. Then you go Death's Dance. It has so much in the item. I think it's really good to get second. So, like I could talk about the it delaying damage for physical and magic damage. I could talk about that, but you already know that. You know this is a dangerous item. Uh, but second, I don't. You obviously don't get it first, but second or third is really good, or even fourth if you're going some other items because of uh things you didn't expect. But we'll talk about that a little later on. That's on second. That's important. Now we have Force of Nature, and you don't have any magic resist yet. It's time to get some magic resist if you didn't get it second, but normally you would get it third. So Force of Nature complete, and these three items as your core items, right? With your boots, you have armor, magic resist, movement speed, and a hefty amount of damage. Now we come to the situational things. Now, if they have if they have durable champions, whether it's they have quite a bit of armor, a bit of HP and stuff like that, you need to keep hitting them longer so that you can actually kill them. That's where Cleaver comes in. It's going to be really useful. If they have a lot of magic damage champions, then you want to get more memories so that you can get two sources of magic resist, and that's going to help you. If they have a lot of crit champions, then round wins is gonna come into play as well. You're just gonna have to choose between what you want to give out though. And if they have, if they say for example they're missing like more magic damage, or they don't have a durable champion, or they don't have a crit champion, then you go Phantom Dancer. Um, if they don't have a crit champion, they don't have or should I say, they don't have good crit champions. They don't have good durable champions, or they don't have enough magic damage champions. First of all, you're not playing League of Legends. They're always gonna have something that will require one of these items, but but PD is more of a luxury item. But I think it's more important than randoms, I'd say, unless they have like 3 crits. Obviously, you want randoms. But overall, right? Overall, because I know it's a lot of information to take down. Overall, in most games where it's kind of balanced, they kind of have everything, right? The perfect build would be cleaver and maw, because you will have enough. You'll have items to deal with durable champions, and I you have an item to deal with too many magic damage champions. As for those crit champions, well, the thing is, you already have Destance and Tabis, so randoms is a little bit of a luxury item, if I say so. So you have the armor to deal with them, and you have damage delay on Destance, so that you can kill them later on and regain that HP back. So this is really more of a luxury item. Uh, as for Phantom Dancer, this is it's also luxury, but it's more for when they are missing something, so you can actually get that instead. Now, in today's, should I say, like this meta that we're playing right now, I don't see people going that many durable champions, so I don't really have to go cleaver all that often, and that's where I just go Phantom Dancer instead. Phantom Dancer with maybe more, because they will pick multiple magic damage champions, but for durable champions, not so much. But in terms of a perfect build, yeah, it would be more in cleaver to finish it off. Alright, so just to look back on the rune page, it is gonna be between Lethal Tempo and Conqueror. As as well as Conqueror would synergize with Darius's kit, him getting stronger after 5 stacks and stuff like that. It sounds good, it sounds nice on paper and everything, but Lethal Tempo's extra auto attacks feel like they do a bit more than what Conqueror would give you. You know what I mean? So it's, even though it's between those two, I think Lethal Tempo is just gonna have to take the cake. Even if you're not going something on hit like Bork. I sucks to say, but Lethal's Tempo is still probably gonna be king anyway. But that's an optional thing. Another optional thing is the skin you might want to use with a playstyle like this, with these with all this combat and fighting. I do like Dunkmaster Darius Purple Chroma, probably my favorite. Uh, Other than that though, I don't really see anything taking the cake. None of them are coming close, really. Anyways, this is, I'd say, well explained, but that's just the explanation. We should get into the gameplay soon enough, but that'll be for another video. But I did the in-depth explanation that I wanted to do. Now you know what to do with it. You got your rune page, you got your items, you know what to do with these items, you know when to buy certain items over here. All that has been discussed. All that's left is now to play the game. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Do the YouTube usuals. Like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. And watch more videos. Anyways, that's it from me. All my links are down in the description below. Follow my Twitch, because I should be doing this build over here consistently on Twitch when I'm streaming. If you manage to catch the streams. Hopefully you do. Have a nice day, and peace out.
Nothing but